The second season of Shinka No Mi has come to an end, and a lot of fans are looking around to hear more about the Fruit of Evolution Season 3. This isekai story is certainly a different product altogether. Not striking chords with all sorts of fans, this show found an audience for itself, certainly getting 2 seasons, one after the other. And now, the demand for the third one is also on the rise. Amid all the criticism that it gets, what are the chances of seeing the third installment? Without taking much of your time, here are all the answers that you are looking for. Better known as Shinka No Mi Shiranai Uchi ni Kachigumi Jinsei, this anime originated from the novel series of the same name. Written by Miku, the novel first came out in January 2014. Later, the light novel was released on September 30th, 2014, and was circulated until December 28th, 2022. So far, 15 volumes of the text have been released. And now, fans await the Fruit of Evolution Season 3 from Studio Hotline. Launching the anime version on October 5th, 2021. The first season of The Fruit of Evolution was quite a dull one. However, it was only after the second season made its way to screens in January 2023 that the fans got to see the brilliance of the show. Viewers saw the last of the outing on April 1st, 2023. In many cases, there is some information about the show getting a continuation or the next season being in production. However, in the case of TFOE, there was no such update like this. The makers have not yet renewed, all in all, The Fruit of Evolution Season 3. However, this certainly does not point toward the conclusion that the show will not return. The reception and popularity of the anime are quite high, and the fans are sure to get certain updates from the makers very soon. It is undeniable that the first season of The Fruit of Evolution missed the mark by a high margin. However, that was not the case with the second one. There is a huge demand for the new season over the internet. The show has been rated 6.1 stars out of 10 on IMDb. And the fall in the score is mostly because of the opening season. As for my anime list, Shinka No Mi has been given a rating of 6.22 stars out of 10. Although the ranking is low, there is a niche audience for this kind of content. However, the particular rating of the episodes is higher as compared to the overall season. The sale of manga is also a factor that plays a role in bringing a new season back. All in all, The Fruit of Evolution Season 3 has a chance of coming back as it did well in filling the slots of comedy isekai. It is only a matter of time until the makers renew the next one. The Fruit of Evolution, better known as Shinka No Mi, is one of the well-known isekai fantasy novel series written by Miku. The text was first released in January 2014. After the mere success of the novel, artist U35 came out with the light novel series in September 2014. 15 volumes of the text have been published by Futabasha so far. A manga series followed this venture in 2017. However, it was the light novel that acted as the source of the anime. There certainly is a lack of information on how many of the books have been covered in the first 2 seasons, but unwarranted reports suggest that less than the first 10 volumes of the light novel have already been used in the 2 seasons. Thus, it can be concluded that there is more than enough content left for The Fruit of Evolution Season 3 to get an adaptation. In fact, there still would be some content left for a season to come after that. It was known already that this isekai fantasy was a story created for the boys. So, the plot begins with a high schooler named Seichi Hiragi. The boy had been bullied by his classmates since the beginning for being overweight. Because of this, the boy develops the perception that he will always be a loser for the rest of his life. However, things change very quickly when we see that God has decided something very different for the boy. This was his official entry into the other world. The fruit of evolution. Before I knew it, my life had it made. S2 Saria is still best girl, but after finishing season 2, I'm done. LMAO. I hated season 1, but the polyamory rep was so good, I was trying to push through, but no. I hate this show, I'm so sorry. 3 out of 10. pic.twitter.com/RDADFHXIZ. One fine day, the boy is transported to another world, which essentially is the world of video games. At first, the boy is not playing the game at all. However, he soon realizes that fighting is the only option in front of him. Thus, he comes to meet with a god who pushes him to do his best at the game. As soon as he transforms into the hero avatar, the life of the winner begins from here. One after the other, tasks and challenges play out in the course of 2 seasons. As we approach the final episode of the 2nd season, we see that Seiji has managed to overcome a lot of his fears. Moreover, his insecurity of being an incompetent hero is also defeated in the latest season. In the last episode, titled The True Fruit of Evolution, we see Seiichi learning a big lesson. And this was about his appearance and body. He understood that his body would never be a measure of his confidence. Although a chaotic story, the comic of the show was what saved it from an irredeemable loss. Fruit of Evolution Season 2, very much enjoyable despite what people think of it. Always liked the characters, even the plot is kinda all over the place at times. Wonder if this'll get a Season 3 to end off the rest of the remaining plot points. pic.twitter.com/2sx6lttfvr. With this, the Fruit of Evolution Season 3 will take a look at Seiichi coming back to his own world and facing the odds once again. In addition to this, he will also notice that something within him has changed. He is no longer feeling weak or like a loser. Hence, with this new approach, the boy will continue to work on his good, bad, and worst. It seems that the next season is to make the fans wait for some time. And for the fans demanding the next one, they sure know that it is already too early to ask for the Fruit of Evolution Season 3 this soon. Studio Hotline is expected to bring an official update very soon. And Crunchyroll will continue to stream the rest of the seasons for us. For speculation, the fall slate of 2024 seems the most appropriate to bring the next season. We will be sure to update this section as soon as there is any more details on this. Thus, keep an eye on the Anime Daily to get all the intel right here.